So, today I'm going to go on a bit of a little ranty tirade in terms of surplus rifles and the things that people do to them that actually just infuriate me beyond belief. I'm already getting mad. So, as you see here, I have a collection of my rifles. I have my Mosin, my SKS, my Kar 98K, and my Type 99 Arasaka. All lined up there beautifully. Not perfectly, but, beautifully. So, my overall thoughts of people, as the colloquial term is called, bubbaing, when you, say, attach a Picatinny rail to some rifle that was never designed for it, or, basically, decades and decades before Picatinny was even a thought, and before Weaver rail, for the most part. It's disgusting. Leave these rifles in their factory sort of condition. Now, the only bit of gunsmithing that you should do to some of these old rifles is, say, giving minor repairs or replacing the stock sights if they're messed up. Case in point, let me actually grab it. My Kar 98K, that's the new sight. See that? It's all shiny and not black like the old one. This is more than likely going to be better zeroed and not like 300 yard zero. And we had to, first off, taking this thing off was a motherfucker. Second off, this part, the end of it, we actually had to Dremel off a little bit of the metal to make it fit. But it fits. It's perfectly fine. So, that's completely fine, right? And on the SKS, this rifle actually came with a scope. If you remember my old cleaning video of it, it came with a scope. But, as you see, that these marks are from where my older brother took a Dremel to it and basically took off that mount because it didn't hold zero. Because some jackhole didn't mount it to the actual bit of metal that doesn't move instead of, this dust cover that does move. But still, I hate when I see these pretty old rifles, because this thing is gorgeous, right? This is a Norinco Chinese Type 56 with the original sling. I don't know if it's original to the rifle, but it is original. Let me actually see if I can't get the text. I don't know if someone could translate that for me. I see 762 and the rest I don't know if it's Cantonese or Mandarin. But anyway, so why do people bubba these rifles? Why do they say they have a gorgeous finished Mosin or a regular Mosin like I do, the M9130, or they have a beautiful Type 99 or whatever have you. And they're like, what this rifle needs? It's already in perfect condition. It needs a scope because obviously they had sniper rifle versions of it. No. The sniper rifle version of the Type 99 and the Mosin Nagant are kind of different. So, how the sniper rifle version of the Mosin was made is that it has a side-mounted scope, and it's a specific side mount, and the bolt handle is also extended and bent downwards. It's sort of the same thing with the Type 99. Except the side mount is really on the side. The scope is basically not over the bore, it's next to the bore. And those scopes are zeroed to that specific rifle. And Type 99 sniper rifles are basically impossible to find. But if you find one and it's in good condition and the scope actually works, you hang on to that thing for your life because you'll never ever see one again. And who in their right mind would see this beauty right here and say, oh, I'm just going to replace the rear sight and put a Picatinny on it, har har. No, you're bad. I despise that. I know this is me just saying, oh my god, I hate it when people mess with these old rifles. Yeah, it's true. I'm one of those guys. Now, some people might be saying, hey, what if I find an action? What if I have a Kar 98K action, right? I have the barrel, I have everything matches, and I know that the headspace is good, but the stock is broken. Can't I just put a new stock on it? Yeah, obviously, but try to keep it looking original. If you want to put a polymer stock on it, but it looks original, I'm going to be mad, but I'm not going to be as mad. I just wouldn't put polymer on these old rifles. Yeah, so if you can find a replacement Kar 98K stock and make the parts fit, because remember, every rifle is a little different. Some parts might not completely interchange, even from the same factory line. Like my Mosin bolt would probably not have correct headspace in some other Mosins, but you know, my Mosin is completely matching, my SKS is completely matching, and I think my Arasaka is completely matching. It's a big maybe on the Arasaka. Regardless, I really hate it when people take these old rifles and just screw with them. Okay, I'm going to just throw some shade at Kentucky Ballistics. He has an SKS, right? Nothing wrong with that. It's a great rifle. It's got a lot of history. The caliber is extremely cheap. It's soft shooting. It's accurate. It's a fun time. But he has the most ugly, heinous factory new stock. It's still made of wood, but it is the ugliest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. He probably doesn't really know I exist other than, you know, I'm the guy that's asking for the PTRD 41 on his channel. But, yo, Scott, put those innards in an actual SKS stock. Please. And, you know, take care of these old rifles. That's basically what this video is. Take care of these old rifles, because guess what? These are limited. These are basically limited edition. They're not going to be around forever. We should be preserving the history. We should be taking care of these old rifles for as long as we can, because there is a whole lot of history. Like, for example, the M9130 Mosin, that damn thing, the Mosin Nagant, was adopted in 1891. It was Russia's, like, big thing where they went to smokeless powder. So, yeah, and Sergei Mosin was absolute genius, and then you have the SKS designed by Simonov, who died in his, 30s or 40s or something, and he was, like, best friends with Tokarev, and Tokarev was a cool dude, made a lot of cool stuff. The Kar 98K was made by Mauser, Hugo Mauser, and, yeah, mine actually has the Nazi marks on it, because it is a German 1945 Kriegsmodell. So, and the Arasaka, I actually don't know a lot about the history of the Arasaka, other than it's a very pretty rifle. It's just stupidly expensive to shoot. But my God, does it shoot. It's an accurate rifle, fantastic trigger. I'm not a big fan of the cock on close, but it is what it is. But yeah, no, like, there's so much interesting history that you don't really get with a whole lot of modern rifles. Now, some modern rifles actually do have some interesting stories behind them. But in terms of me, I kind of want the older shit. An old gun I want is a Carcano M41, because I could probably use any 6.5 Carcano out there, and it's just a cool rifle, and the Carcanos are underappreciated. They really are underappreciated. Damn. People say Carcanos are trash. No, Lee Enfields are. Because almost all Lee Enfields are thrown through the ringer, and it's going to be a hard time finding one that's actually in good enough condition to be accurate. Because, you know, they were never factory refurbed. The Mosin was factory refurbed. So, yeah. Anyway, it's mostly just because Russia couldn't afford to scrap everything and start anew. But regardless, that's my rant for today. Just take care of these old things. If you find an old, like, M41, like M44 carbine or M38 carbine, 1938 carbine, or like a finished Mosin or whatever, take good care of it. Seriously. And if you're shooting corrosive ammo, well, you're shooting corrosive ammo. It's easy to clean. You just need some ammonia-based Windex, and you can clean it very easily. I already have a video on this channel of me dealing with corrosive salts out of my Mauser using ammonia-based Windex. You probably don't even need that. You could just use soap and water or something. Like Dawn, like a grease obliterating soap or something. Anything that gets rid of corrosion. Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Yeah, stock footage is basically just my hand every now and then and my feet every now and then, me picking up rifles and just, you know, showing the 4 surplus I have on the ground. They all have their quirks. Each rifle is a bit different. My Mauser is a bit quirky because it took so much work it's still not done yet. I need a new magazine. The magazine spring is not great, and I think that's causing feeding issues with the surplus ammo that I have. I have a lot of that surplus Yugo ammo. It's good ammo. The Mosin doesn't really have any quirks to it. The SKS has a party trick of catching casings every now and then because the bolt is moving super fast. And the Type 99 is a bougie bitch and only will wear Gucci shit because that ammo is fucking criminally overpriced. This thing's a diva. It's a fucking diva. It thinks it's all that. It kind of is all that, but it's still a bitch. You know. Acts rich, but is actually poor. Nah, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore, man. Anyway, with all that being said, that's really all I had to say about this topic. Me blabbing on about, you know, them damn kids ruining our history. Yeah. And also, yeah, you like how I have no American rifle in sight? That might change one day when I get an M1 Garand. It's pronounced Garand, not Garand. It's Garand. And maybe a Springfield 1903 A2 or A3. We'll see. I definitely want a Carcano. Maybe I should just get all of the World War II bolt actions. Even though I'd be sketchy about a Lee Enfield. Anyway, all that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've been talking way too goddamn long. And again, I'm just going to repeat myself. Bears repeating. Take care of these old rifles. There's only a limited supply of them anyway. Thank you guys so much for watching. And remember, in Trilby, we trust.